from there. Scott, it's your turn. Give us the update. There's a couple of things I know that you want to cover about Oahu news updates market. This is going to be somewhat of an Oahu centric show, depending on what you folks ask us. So go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, no, I mean the lack of new housing component. I actually talked about this like 2 months ago, I think, and it's a common sense kind of thing when you look at economics. As interest rates go up, obviously there's going to be less borrowers in the market. They can afford less, and the cost now for developers to borrow to purchase those materials, their revolving line of credit goes up. The cost to build has gone up 20% from last year. So it costs the developers more. They need to charge more to make their profits, and the borrowers can afford less. So you're going to end up seeing less builders building at this point, which is a problem because we've already had a shortage of housing of new start housing or whatnot for the last couple of years since the downturn, and we're trying to play catch up. And now we're going to have this disincentive for the developers to add more. So we're not improving. We're not in, the problem's getting worse. It's not going to get better, right? So I mean, I'm not surprised that came up. And then add on top of it DPP, where the director just left it. The article came out the other
DPP,
day.
Sorry, DPP is Department of Planning and Permitting. That's the story I was talking about. Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, I mean that the article said there's over 8,000 permits backlogged in the system, either waiting to get through the approval process or being reviewed, and that's just an insane amount. So on top of it, myself, where we were as investors, when I was pulling the investors the last couple of weeks and I started talking to the professionals that I work with, the team that I surround myself with, we looked at this scenario and we've actually gone away now from the new construction concept because, my people will need a return. And if their return is just sitting in land for a year or more waiting for permitting, there is no return there. And it doesn't make sense. There's a problem in the system. So now you got people, even smaller developers such as myself, that will not go in that to add new housing inventory. Now we got a real problem, right?
That's a problem. I mean, it's going to really, yeah. So, it's going to be interesting. I am curious though, because there does at the same time seem to be a slowdown. Interest rates going up, is kind of driving. I don't know, and we've been seeing that sort of small slide. So I don't know if that's going to offset this, but it's I'm not sure.
Well, it is, and what's interesting is and I was talking about it before, how there's fewer people bringing their homes on the market because they have a 3% interest rate on their current home and they look to go sell and buy the house next door. And now they're going to have to get into a 6% interest rate. And they look at the cost difference on what their interest rate will be if they go to purchase, and they go, hey, I'm going to stay in place now. I'm not going to bring my house on the market. So we're not bringing inventory on the market for resale either. So you have this little bit of a double whammy. In fact, this past month, we actually lost inventory on the single family home side. There's less active homes this month than there were last month. So yeah, this could end up causing a bit of a problem from the marketplace. It actually, what it end up doing is, because the market's slowing down from the buy side, it's going to end up there won't be much of a pullback. It's just going to you're going to go sideways, right?
It's kind of like go sideways.